Hello everyone and welcome to my Paradise Lost Incursion guide for the Division 2. In this video I'll be covering everything that you need to know about the incursion. We've got builds, we've got strategy, we've got rewards, commendations, collectibles. I cover it all, and if you want timestamps I will timestamp stuff in the video description so you can skip to any part that you want to skip to. Now I have covered this content before, but it was a long time ago. The reason we're refreshing it right now is because recently the Prima Donna exotic marksman rifle has been added to the incursion, so I thought it was a great time to refresh this content. And if you're watching this in the future, there's a chance that they might add more exotics in the future now, who knows. So if the information is a little bit out of touch in today's video, that's why. They can maybe add things in the future. If ever they do any major changes, we'll freshen it up again. But as of right now, I've got you covered with everything that you want to know. First, before we get into like builds and strategy, let's have a look at all of the rewards that you can get from this incursion. First up is the original exotic SMG called the Ouroboros. This was so OP when it launched. With time, had a nerf or two, I'd say. It's not quite as OP now, but still a very good SMG. The Ouroboros comes with a talent that is called Rule Them All, and to be honest with you, the talent is not what was so good about it. I never really used the Ouroboros for this talent. What that does is when the agent has a status effect applied to them, 50% of the ammo in their next magazine will apply the same status effect to their targets. The mods that come on the Ouroboros is Infinity Sights for 10% crit damage, Serpent Magazine for 25% reload speed, Light Heavy Duty Grip for 10% crit chance, and Weather Resistant Muzzle for 10% rate of fire. And then we have the Prima Donna. This is the exotic that has recently been added. I can't tell you how good this is right now because I have not had time to really test it on any builds or anything like that. I just keep on telling people with the way the determined talent in the game is broken still, I just don't feel like any other marksman rifle can compete until that's fixed. But once that's fixed, maybe this will be a very good marksman rifle. Who knows? I will hopefully have the chance to play it and make some builds and feedback better in the future. But right now I haven't used it, so whether it's good or not, I'll let you decide. But with this, the talent on the marksman rifle is you can look. When out of combat, receive 10 stacks. This weapon deals 12.5% amplified damage per stack, but you can't touch. One stack is automatically consumed to fully repair one instance of damage you receive. One stack replenishes every 3 seconds. The mods you get on this marksman rifle is a Prima Donna scope for 25% headshot damage, a Prima Donna magazine for 7.5% weapon handling, Prima Donna underbarrel for more handling, and a Prima Donna muzzle for 20% headshot damage. Now, one of the ways to get a hold of these exotics is to play the Paradise Lost Incursion. The Ouroboros used to be exclusive to the incursion, but now you can farm Retaliation and get the Ouroboros blueprints, so you don't actually need to do the incursion anymore. But as of right now, the Prima Donna is exclusive to the incursion. So if you want that, you've got to play the incursion, and both can still drop from the incursion in the same way. So although you can get the Ouroboros blueprint from Retaliation now, you can still get it from the incursion. And how it works is every single time you play the incursion, you have a very small chance that it can drop from one of the bosses in the encounters. So you can, I think it's 1% chance. It's a very low chance, but it can just drop. You could just get it dropping on the floor at the end of an encounter, and you can pick it up and it's yours at a very low chance. And that can happen any run that you do. So in theory, you can just keep on running the incursion over and over and over until one of them drops, and both of the weapons on the same rate. So in theory, you could get a double drop. You could get the Ouroboros and a Prima Donna off one boss. The best chance of getting it though is by clearing the incursion and spending a key on the chest at the end. If you do that, you have a 10% chance for each weapon to drop from the chest. Again, in theory, the Prima Donna and the Ouroboros could drop at the same time on a 10% chance. So that's how you go about it. And with the key at the end, you can only claim one key per week on the incursion. That can be claimed on a Sunday, I believe. It's either a Sunday or a Monday. Once you claim the key and you spend it, you got to wait again to the following weekly reset to go again and get another key. So once you get a key and spend it, you got to wait a week. Now, what you can do in theory as well is you could save up a load of keys by not opening the box, and then when you get to an end of a run, you can spend all of your keys at once if you think that's going to improve your odds. That will count as 10% every single time you open the box if you did it that way. The exotic weapons are not the only rewards that you can get from this incursion, though. There are a couple of vanity items as well. We'll start with the Wright mask. You get this hunter mask by completing the incursion flawlessly. Now, if you're used to raids, you know a raid flawless means you can go down, but you can't be killed and it'll count. That's not the way in the incursion. It follows the same suit as the Division 1. A flawless in the incursion means nobody can even go down. So in a full squad is your best bet. No agents can go down. Complete the incursion and you'll be rewarded with this Wright mask. And then on top of that, you've got the Wright the Hellfire backpack trophy. Similar to the mask, this does require it's a flawless part of the incursion, but only the third encounter. It's the one where you fight Wright, and if you can complete that encounter flawlessly, again, without any of your team taking it down, you'll be rewarded with this backpack trophy. So now we have the intro and the rewards covered. We're going to go into builds and strategy and talk you through the incursion. This will be a long segment of the video now. I'm aiming to give you the best tips I possibly can so you can get a group of 4 of you together and work on completing this incursion. This strategy I show you is good for a nice comfortable 15-minute clear, probably 12 or 11 minutes if you really push it, so it's not too bad. However, practice is obviously needed. I'll show you the build that we use, and like I said, I'm going to use gameplay to give you some good tips on the strategy. I do highly advise you to get a team for this. Now, the incursion can be match made, and if you're going with just like a DPS build, you can get lucky that someone else goes a healer, and people do match make and get this done. It is worth your time. However, a lot of match-made incursions are also fails as well. So a great place to find players to play with is things like our Discord server. You'll find that in the video description. There's LFG channels for the incursion. You can link up with people. Communication is key. We also have teams in our server that offer regular help for people that need to complete it as well. They run all day. They love helping people. They pull people in, they get them through, and they try and get you your exotic and anything else that you need. So highly advise you to find a team. People do ask in your solo this. I think some people have soloed it. I haven't personally. I couldn't give you any advice on how to solo it. This is top content. It's tough content, and I highly recommend doing it in a team of 4. So what I'm going to do now is go through the builds that we use. After that, we're going to go through the incursion itself, give you gameplay, and give you some tips on how we use these builds in our squad of 4. There's not actually a lot to it. You just want a healer and 3 DPS builds. Now, this is the DPS build that I use throughout the whole of the incursion, and I just make a few adjustments to the weapon or the skills as I go. So it is a striker build, as you can see, and you are seeing it as a prototype build. Bear in mind, prototype is normalized in incursions. None of the prototype heroes working. Everything will be normalized as if it is high end, and the augments won't matter. So don't worry about that. Just get yourself 4 pieces of striker. I've got the backpack, the mask, the chest, and the holster. Have crit damage rolled on every single piece. Fox's Prayer knee pads. Again, this is going to have crit damage rolled on it. I've got crit chance right now because they're my prototype ones, but you want crit damage there. I don't have a decent pair of crit damage, unfortunately, at the minute on my prototype pieces. I could just throw in a high end there and make no difference. But yeah, crit damage across the whole build. The gloves, you're going to want to farm the exotic Overdog's gloves. You can get this from Retaliation, Countdown, just target loot gloves. You can also get the blueprint to craft them from Retaliation as well. And the reason you want this is because of the talent of weakest link. You'll be amplifying weapon damage by 30% to the lowest ranking enemies currently in combat. There's parts of this incursion where that is always going to be amplifying your damage by 30%, especially on the 3rd and the 4th encounter, and it really does help, as I'd say this incursion is kind of like a huge DPS check with some of the bosses, and as this works so well with those bosses, getting that 30% amp damage, it's an absolute no-brainer for me. You've got to have those overdogs on. It makes things a lot easier. As for the weapons on this build, you can see that I've got the exotic Backfire SMG here. I do use this for the most part, depending on the role that I'm playing, but I will switch it at times to the St. Elmo's. So I'll either use the Backfire or the St. Elmo's. Again, both are exotic. exotics. Both could be farmed for blueprints and retaliation. Both can also be farmed for drops and retaliation and countdown. Just target SMGs, target assault rifles until you get them. And if you can, you want the third attribute on both of the guns to be damage a target out of cover. That's going to be the preferred attribute. I'm not going to read over the talents and why we're going to be using this. I'm just going to say the backfire just hits extremely hard and works very well on this incursion. And the St. Elmo's is also a very decent weapon to use with the mag size, the shock ammo. They just both work great on this incursion. Now, as a secondary, what you're going to want is a stacker weapon for your striker. If you know how striker works, you want to get your stacks up. And there's going to be times you're going to want to get them up fast. So you can run like the stack broker. It doesn't have to be that. That's what I choose to use. It can be an ACS 12. It can be a lefty. Those shotguns are very good for stacking your striker stacks. Doesn't matter what attributes are on them, what talents are on them. Back and forth does work quite well if you can get that going, but it's not needed at all. So don't worry about the talent, don't worry about the attributes, just get a nice stacking shotgun like the Stack Broker, ACS 12, or the Lefty. There's other DPS builds that will work, of course. There's other strategies that will work, of course. I'm just sharing your mind today, and yeah, this is how we do it. So we'll have 3 builds like this. As for skills, for the most part, you will want to run a revive hive. You can see I've got a booster hive on right now because we switched that on for the final boss. I've just completed one of these today, but I'll talk you through the tips as we go. Normally, I'd start with a revive hive and a decoy, but I'd quite often be switching the decoy out for other skills like the jammer pulse and assault turret. And like I said, with revive hive, I'll sometimes swap that out to a booster hive instead. But we'll talk you through that as we go through the gameplay. You'll also notice that the specialization I've chosen on this build is the gunner. I think you could go for different specializations if you wanted to, like the grenade launcher as well would probably be pretty good. Gunner for me is just rate of fire. You get 10% armor on kill as well. It's not too important, so if you want to pick a different specialization, that's fine. And as for seasonal modifiers, they are also turned off when it comes to the incursion, so you don't need to worry about seasonal modifiers. And it goes without saying, a watch level of 1000 that's invested in everything is obviously advisable because it improves your stats and your attribute rolls on your pieces. If you can get them as high as you can as well, because it'll improve your stats. Again, it's showing 20.8% because prototype here. Your max weapon damage here would be 15%. Your max crit damage would be 12%. And make sure the mods on the build are crit damage as well. And then along with the DPS, we have one healer. And this is what the healer build looks like. We use a Future Initiative healer. So 4 pieces of Future Initiative on the mask, chest, holster, and knees. What this will do for your team is increase your team's damage when they have full armor by 25%. So your team are going to be thankful for it. And you're going to be able to heal your teammates as well when they take damage. So they'll be thankful for you for that as well. The healer also has some important roles to play on this, as we'll discuss that as we go. So 4 pieces of Future Initiative. You want the exotic BTSU gloves. Reason for this is so that you can overcharge when needed. Overcharge can work very well. It's actually an important part of the final boss strategy, so you're going to want these. And they just come with the transference overclock, which allows you to overcharge for you and your team. Very handy. You'll want them. And an easy exotic to farm for, again, you can just farm for these in countdown or retaliation target gloves. I believe you can get the exotic blueprint for them for retaliation as well, so you can even craft them. And finally, the backpack. I used to have Alps backpack on this with opportunistic. They then released a setup backpack. The setup backpack might be a bit of a harder farm, so if you want to go Alps instead, that's absolutely fine. Just go Alps, make sure you got repair skills, skill ace, and opportunistic on it. If you get repair skills and opportunistic, you will live. Don't worry about the skill ace so much, or vice versa, to be fair. But the setup would be the perfect one because the setup gives you a little bit more damage on the opportunistic. So here I have repair skills, skill haste, and perfectly opportunistic. And with the setup, it will come with a blue core, so the attributes have to be the same because you'll have to roll on skill tier. So this would be the hardest piece on the build for you to get if you don't have it, which is why going Alps instead will also work fine. So make sure it's, like I said, got opportunistic on it. It's got the 6 skill tiers on the build and it'll work. Now, the weapons on the healer will adjust throughout the mission. For the most part, you're going to be running the exotic Scorpio. The exotic Scorpio can be got by targeting shotguns on, again, retaliation or countdown. I believe you can get the blueprint from Retaliation for the Scorpio as well. This comes in very handy on the mission. You'll have the lefty as well. We're not using this for stacking strikers, obviously, but what we're going to be using the lefty for with the healer is for the perfect sledgehammer talent. Mainly, I think it's just on the last boss we're going to recommend to use this in today's video. It really improves the team's damage when needed to get damage done very quickly. By throwing a grenade while having this equipped will give your team more damage against the target that the grenade hits, so it's very handy. Sidearm doesn't really matter. However, as we get to one of the encounters, I think the final encounter, I do switch off the Scorpio. I'll throw on anything else. At that point, that slot doesn't matter, and I will be bringing in the Mosquito just to make things a little bit easier. This is not needed. You can do it without the Mosquito, but it does make things a little bit easier, as I'll discuss later in the guide. What the Mosquito does is when you shoot a target with this, you'll take aggro, and there's an encounter where as the healer, I'm going to advise you to take aggro. So at that point, the Mosquito will work very, very nicely. Again, an easy farm in that respect, where you could just target pistols on either Countdown or Retaliation, or even get the blueprint from Retaliation. Skills are always going to be the Restorer Hive and the Chem Launcher, the Reinforcer Chem Launcher. And the specialization, I highly advise to go with the crossbow, because the crossbow gives this build more healing ability, so it just makes sense. But it also gives your team extra damage to status effect targets, which will help later on as well. And as we discussed before, the modifiers don't matter here, and just make sure you get the incendiary grenade on, which comes with the crossbow specialization as well. That is quite important. So that's all I've got for the builds for you. They're the builds that we use. I just want to say one more time, because I know whenever I explain builds in any sort of guides that I do, there's always comments saying, you could do this better, you could do this better, you could do this better. This is just how we do it. I am well aware there are 1,000, if not 1,000,000 different ways you can do this incursion. This is just how we do it. This is just me sharing how we do it. So that's my advice on the builds. Let's get into the gameplay now and talk you through the incursion and give you some tips on what the healer and the 3 DPS players are going to be doing. From the very start of the incursion, you're going to be on what I'm going to call the first encounter. You've got to reach the estate and take out 2 turrets. Now I'm showing you the perspective of one of the DPS players here, and you'll see at this first courtyard we're just running straight through it, and this DPS player is going to go to the left. Notice me looking right here. You want to make sure that the people on the right are just slightly ahead of you as you go up here, so the ads spawn on the right and not the left. I drop the decoy there after the healer overcharge. I jump up here and I take out the left turret. This is what you're going to want one of the DPS players to do. It's as easy as that. You just jump up, take out the turret. The healer will try and keep you healed. Once the turret is taken out, you're just going to work on ads until the encounter is over. I'm now going to give you the perspective of another DPS player. So this DPS player is going to go to the right instead. So similar as before, we're just running past the whole of this first area, and we're going to run up into the estate area where the turrets are. We'll be ready to drop a decoy just like the guy did on the left, and we're going to jump up onto this dumpster truck and take out the right turret. So exactly the same as the guy is doing on the left, just on the right, and we'll make sure both turrets are down. So that's the role of these 2 DPS players. Once the turrets are out, we're just going to clear up all of the ads to finish the encounter. And then as for the 3rd DPS player, they'll also head right. And the reason for this is to take out the chunga that spawns. Remember that I said the person on the left will make sure the right side go up first? That's to force this chunga to spawn out of this manhole cover. So the 3rd DPS is going to focus on that chunga, take out the back tank to get some headshots for easy kills. And once the chunga's gone, it just makes things nice and easy. The other 2 DPS players take out the turrets and we clear up on the ads. So the last role I've got to show you is the healer role. And as the healer, your job's to keep everybody alive, obviously, right? So as we're running up through this first area, the courtyard, where we just run past everything, what you're going to do as the healer is you're going to drop your hive. And you'll get ready to overcharge. You've got to overcharge, so the DPS on the left and the right, they're dropping decoys, have an overcharged decoy to place to distract the turrets while they're doing what they need to do. So make sure you've overcharged in time for when they drop their decoys, and then when you're in the area, drop some overcharge chems for everybody. Make sure you get that overcharge chem on the left as well. That'll really help out the guy on the left turret, so if they take a hit by a mortar or the turret, they've got some heals just in case. So as soon as you've got your hive available again, drop your hive, carry on chemming people. Once the turrets and ads are destroyed, you've done your job as a healer, you'll move on with the team. It is also worth mentioning for Encounter 1, the 2 people that do take on the turret, use something like a St. Elmo's rather than the backfire, because you're at range and it just works better than the backfire in that instance. But moving to Encounter 2 now, you want to make sure that all 3 DPS players switch their skills so they are all running a Revive Hive and a Jammer Pulse. Jammer Pulses are going to be needed for this. And depending on your position as DPS, you might want to go backfire here. The first clip I'm going to show you is the DPS player that is going to be covering the courtyard in this area as we talk through what we're doing for this encounter. And I go backfire for this. We start off the encounter by hitting the valve that you just seen, and what we're doing is this DPS player, we're stacking up, so we've got our striker stacks, and we're using the backfire then to annihilate the spawns. And this is your job in the courtyard. You're just going to kill everything that you see. Now, the mechanics of this fight are you got this big tanker in the middle with a, it's got a health bar. Notice in the top left, protect the oil tanker. And there's going to be enemies that spawn. It's going to be these chungers that spawn kind of in all 4 corners. And there'll be snipers that spawn in the area as well. And they will only be tasked with shooting the tanker. They won't actually aim at you. And what you need to do is stop them from shooting the tanker. You'll have some random ads as well, as you can see on screen here, that will be focusing you to try and disrupt you. So your goal here is just to be able to kill every ad that spawns as quick as possible. And as DPS, you're going to be positioned to do that efficiently, and the healer's going to be healing you. It's as simple as that. Now, the courtyard, which is the role you're seeing right now, I'd say might be one of the more difficult ones because you've got access to more areas. You're going to have a lot of ads around you. You're going to want to be hitting very hard. Again, this is where the backfire really helps. I highly recommend on the first ad that spawned earlier out of that manhole cover there that you stack up with your shotgun first to get the striker stacks going, so your backfire is doing increased damage right away. Now, you'll keep on doing this. You're just going to keep on protecting the tanker, keep on killing any ad that you see. And eventually, the chungers that spawn that usually focus the tanker will focus you. After that wave, you're going to get these drones. And you'll communicate this. You'll notice that the chungers are focusing you. You'll save drones on next wave. And with those jammer pulses, the person on the courtyard in this clip here will go over to the right to take down the drones on the right. You'll jammer pulse them. You'll take them down. And there's someone else on the right with you. So you kind of got 2 DPS on that point. It's pretty easy on the right side. Once the drones are done, you'll just go back to doing what you were doing. You'll just keep on killing any ad that spawns. They'll all be spawning from the same position. And notice where the health bar is on the oil tanker right now. We're doing a pretty good job. It's not even at halfway health for killing ads quick. It's kind of where you want it to be, because at the end here, you're tasked to go into the door at the end. There'll be one final boss that'll hit the tanker hard, and you can kill him in a few seconds. But if the health bar is low, there's a chance he'll destroy it and he'll wipe. Now, I'm not going to show you the whole clip again, but we are going to cover the other perspectives. So now on screen is one of the other DPS players that are going to be covering the left side. As you head into the area, you'll head up to the left here, and you'll be covering from this angle. There's some spawns around this area. You'll make sure that the sniper that spawns dies quickly, and you just help him out with any ads that you can see. But this door here that's in front of us are where the snipers are going to spawn. As soon as they come in, they'll spawn behind. You'll kill them, and you'll be focusing on the door up here pretty much at all times. Keep an eye on your radar. You can help out with the courtyard while there's nothing on your radar, but as soon as you see red on your radar, you'll face your door and you'll kill it, because that's where the sniper will come out. That's where the sniper's going to come out and shoot the tanker. So here's the first spawn now. This is your priority spawn when you're up here. You want to make sure everything out of there dies quickly, especially the sniper. And this is your job for the whole thing. You're going to be there's the sniper there on screen. You'll just be killing ads from this position, covering any ads that spawn in here at the top. When you have a few moments, you can focus the courtyard and any ads that you can see at, further away from you. Just shoot anything you see, really, just making sure that your ads on your spawn don't spread. Now, where I was using the backfire on the courtyard, for this position, I feel like I'm a little bit more ranged to the enemies. I wouldn't use the backfire for this. You can do if you want to, but just because of the range, I keep the St. Elmo's on. I just think it performs slightly better. And on top of that, you're also going to have to deal with drones, and you'll be dealing with them solo. The Elmo's has a big mag. It makes dealing with the drone solo a little bit more easier. And if you do get lucky and you get the shock mag as well, then you're going to be it'll be a breeze to deal with the 2 drones on your own. Bear in mind at this point, we'll show the healer perspective in a minute, but the healer will put the Restorer Hive up here with you, so you will have the Restorer Hive. Notice that Chunga coming out of that door as well. That's a great cue to tell your team that the drone wave is next. He'll only ever spawn from that door just before the drone wave. So let's just show you that drone wave before we move on. You can see I'll do this solo. I jam the 2 drones, and then with my Elmos, I can take them out sometimes with 1 mag. Sometimes not. I'll have to hit reload. But as you can see, not too difficult at all. And we add heals if needed. Once the drones are gone, it is just a case of finishing the encounter. And I will show you the clip of the guy that comes out of the door. It doesn't matter who does this, but right at the end, you run up to the door automatically opens, just run past them, shoot the tank, and then aim for the head. That's how you can get that enemy gone. That's the boss of the encounter, really. It's how you get them gone very, very quickly. Just make sure you got enough health on the oil tanker left, as I mentioned earlier, because it can destroy it if it's low. And then finally, the 3rd DPS perspective. The 3rd DPS player will head over to the right. So we'll show you the courtyard, the left side. This is the right side. Very similar to the left. You got a door in front of you here where the sniper's going to spawn. That's where you'll focus. And you have this kind of alleyway behind you where ads will spawn as well. Head on a swivel. Kill everything that you see. You got some good vantage points here. Primary focus on the door, making sure nothing spreads, making sure the sniper doesn't spread. But if you see ads out here, also kill them as well. Unlike on the left side, I did find the backfire here to be beneficial. Some things can get close. I felt like I was a little bit more mobile here as well, and I could like aim down from the sides when ads were close. It's like a Chunga spawn just down to the left of my angle right now where a Chunga spawns in, so the backfire would take that out very, very quickly, and everything seems to rush you very, very quick. Like, look how close we are to the sniper now. So backfire worked well here. St. Elmo's will work fine as well. But also when the drones come in, you'll be helping with the drones, and you'll be working with the person on the courtyard. So when the drones come in, just help them with the drones, get the drones gone, continue killing ads until the encounter's done. I don't think you need any more tips here. I think you get what's happening. It's just killing ads, making sure the tanker doesn't get destroyed, and finishing the encounter. And very quickly, I'll show you what the healer is doing. As you enter the area, just head over to the left side where the left DPS is. You're going to put your Restorer Hive here. An overcharge is not needed in this encounter. It's probably best you don't overcharge. If the DPS on the left side can kill things quick and not take damage, that hive will last the whole encounter. No need to overcharge, just leave it there. Especially when the drones come in, they're going to want that Restorer. But come over to the right side here where the right side DPS is, and what I tend to do is I'll give them a chem and watch the guy or the person on the courtyard. So I'll just keep on doing that. I'll keep an eye on the courtyard because they're going to be moving around a lot. The pro's taking damage quick. I'll just keep on firing a chem for the person up on the top right there every time the chem refreshes, so I'm not wasting it, just so they have a natural chem in case they take a little bit of damage. And that's all I do. I wouldn't really use the Scorpio at this point, to be honest with you. Like some people do, they'll get the Scorpio out, the debuff the enemies, but if your team's hitting hard enough, they shouldn't need the debuff on the enemies. The most important thing that they're going to want is your heals. If they take a hit, they're going to want your heal before they go down. So really focus those heals. Make sure everybody's armor's maximized as much as they can. And what you want to do when the drones come in, because these guys on the right have no heals, you just want to make sure when the drones come in, they have heals. So on screen now, you can actually see the drones in action. The drones are just coming in. Notice how I prep the chem right away for the guys, just so that if they do take damage, the heal starts kicking in right away. I won't wait for them to take damage. I'll just put the chem out so if they do take damage, it's already there. Once the drones are done, Just carry on from this location, healing your team until you are done. And you notice the Restorer Hive is still up at this point, still got 25 charges. That easily lasts to the end for the person over on the left. What I would say about this position, you may have noticed in the clip, sometimes ads can charge you up here. If they do, make sure your team knows they can deal with the ads very quickly so you can get back to keeping an eye on your team. For the third encounter, we're actually going to start with the healer role, because it'll be great to talk you through how this works with the healer. Now, this encounter is all about kiting Wright around the room, wetting him to do a damage phase. So let's just talk you through how this encounter works while we're doing it as the healer. The healer is, once everybody's ready, the healer is going to run up to the stage like this, close to the door, and Wright is going to break through it. This is what starts the encounter. The closest person to Wright at this point will get Wright's red eye. Notice how I just got it as the healer. I throw the hive into the room he's coming out of, and I start running around the room, because at this point, ads will start spawning, and I'm kiting Wright. And the easiest way to kite Wright when you have the red eye from the start of the encounter is just to keep on running around the outskirts of the room. Yes, there's ads, but your DPS will be set up to get rid of the ads quickly. The only real threat is chungas that spawn later on. Once all the ads are done, we'll be ready for a damage phase, and to do that, we need to wet Wright. So I use this white pad here. I kite him to it, we call it the booth, and someone hits a valve to wet him. Once he's wet, I'll hit him with my Scorpio. The DPS will do damage, and notice at the top of the screen, your aim is to take out one segment of the 3 segments of damage. Once you've done that, you need to get the eye back. Whoever hits the valve will get the red eye from Wright, and as the healer, you want to keep it. So Wright will do this mechanic where he explodes and does everybody damage. Make sure you're giving your squad heals at that point. I normally pick up the hive as well to get some charges back, and just use my chems at that point, place the hive back down, and then I hit a valve that the team are not going to use. In our instance, we won't use bar, so I hit the bar valve to get the eye back, and I'm doing the same again. I'm running around the room, kiting Wright while my teammates take out the enemies. The enemies will spawn, my teammates will let me know once all the enemies are dead, and then we're going to kite Wright again into water so we could do damage. Now, once you've used the valve, there's a cooldown on a valve, so we can't use the same one straight away. So this time I'm going to dance floor. My teams let me know they're ready. I've kited him to this pad here. I'm making him stop on it. They're hitting a valve. He gets wet, and I'm hitting him with my Scorpio again. He's now taking extra damage. Notice at the top there, we're trying to get the second segment done. The second segment has been finished. Backfires are being used here, by the way, with the overdogs, and this is why the damage is going down so quick. So highly recommend DPS have backfires here. I hit the restock for the team. I've dropped them chems. I picked my hive up to get some charges back. I'm dropping my hive, and I'm hitting another valve now for the stage that we're not going to use to get the eye back. And we're on the final phase now. On the final phase, I'm just going to wait for the red eye. Just be a little bit careful on the final phase. There will be a chunga. If you see a chunga, I'd start barrel rolling because he will absolutely annihilate you. Notice I've seen the chunga there and barrel rolling. And just let your team take care of the ads again. The team should prioritize the chunga because they know you're running around the room. It's the same old difference, so you're just kiting the boss until the team are ready. And the first pad that we use to make him wet will now be back up off the cooldown. So once the room is ready, I'm going to take him to that pad again. The team's just let me know they're ready. We're running over to this pad. Someone's ready on the valve. I'm just going to stand here, kite him on the pad. They're going to hit the valve, and we're going to do damage. It's the hardest damage phase because another chunga's got to spawn at this point. The team just needs to be wary of the chunga, but as long as somebody focuses the chunga, I will talk a bit more about that in a moment, you'll be okay. Just keep on damaging Wright as the healer, shoot him with your Scorpio to get the debuff on him. The team will kill Wright, and just like that, the encounter is done. It's the hardest encounter in the game. I've just spoke through how we're doing it and showing you how the healer does it. We're going to show you the DPS now and give you a few more perspectives. And when I said hardest encounter in the game, I meant hardest encounter in the incursion. So, one of the DPS perspectives now. What I do as a DPS, I'll come and stand over near the pool table over on the left side. Doesn't matter where you stand, as long as you're not closer to the boss than the healer when he comes in. I'm going to start stacking up off the boss as soon as I see him, because we can stack on him when he's immune. I'll use my stack broker. or my ACS 12 or my lefty or whatever, and I'll switch to my backfire. After the initial shotgun, I won't use that to stack again. I'll keep on using my backfire to shoot on Wright when he's immune, to also keep the backfire stacks up. Once you got to 100 backfire stacks, if you keep on shooting Wright, you'll keep it. You'll keep it at 100, even if he's immune, so it's very handy. Now, what I'm doing in this perspective is covering the right-hand side ad spawn. So as my job here is to make sure the right side is clear, I'm also hitting the valves. So there's the healer just kiting right to the plate there. I hit the valve. I've now got the red eye, and we're doing damage to Wright. At that point, being the person that's hitting the valve, Wright will target you. So if he gets close to you, you've got to shoot him while dodging him at the same time. We're going to watch this whole instance, though, so you can see me do that. So you know what's happening here. He's just going to do his animation. He's going to go and break a pipe. The healer's doing what they're doing. And I'll just keep on shooting right now to make sure my striker stacks stay up. And just to make sure that I keep my backfire stacks up. Next spawn's coming in. I'm focusing the right side, so I'm just going to kill anything on the right. Make sure all this bar side is clear of ads. We've got somebody doing the left side as well, and somebody floating. We're getting rid of these ads ASAP, and as soon as we know all the ads are clear, we're letting the healer know that the ads are done and we're ready to make him wet. So as the valve person on this run, I'm getting ready on this valve here, which is the dance floor. Wright has just missed the dance floor in this occasion. That can happen, by the way, and you'll notice now I've got the red eye because of that. Ideally, he would have stopped on that plate there. We would have done damage. In an instance where he runs straight through it like that, though, you just got to improvise. So that's exactly what I'm doing now. I'm just moving him to the plate. The healer's now hitting the valve for the stage so we can do damage. Bear in mind, as a team, not to panic in those instances and just think fast and just discuss it and fix it. But once you've done that damage phase, it's the same old again. He's going to explode. Make sure you get in the healer's heals. Keep on getting your stacks up with your striker and your backfire by shooting right while he's immune. I accidentally switched to the shotgun there stupidly and lost my backfire stacks. And just wait for the final spawn. Again, I am on the right side here, so as soon as the spawn comes in, I'm going to push the right side. I'm going to make sure the right spawn goes very, very quickly. He's done. I work right to lefty. I'll clear anything that comes close, and then I'll do anything that goes far. There will be a chunga at this point as well, so we'll call out what the chunga is. We'll focus the chunga like I'm doing now. Try and get the chunga gone quickly. And again, once all the ads are dead, we'll let the healer know. We'll be back a booth this time. We'll let the healer know we're ready for the final damage phase. The healer will kite right over to the booth, and we'll hit the valve and we'll finish the fight off. So just notice how I'm just keeping my stacks up. I'm throwing a turret out there just in case the chunga spawns in. So I'll talk about that in a second. So he's on the plate. We're hitting the valve. He's ready for the final damage phase, and we're going to damage him. Now, that turret is highly recommended. So if the DPS covering the right on this right encounter has a turret on, for the final boss damage phase, when the chunga spawns in, he'll either spawn on the left side or the right side. The left side isn't so bad because he's got to come all the way at you through this door where I'm at. But if he spawns on the right side, he can get to that door in front of us and shoot in at everybody. So what I do, it doesn't matter which DPS does it. If I throw the turret on the pull table, it just slows the chunga down a little bit. And there should always be a call made for the DPS that Wright is on the right. Somebody needs to go and... Sorry, the chunga's on the right. Somebody needs to go and focus him. So one DPS will just go and focus the chunga while the other two DPS will shoot right. The person that hits the valve will never be the person that goes to focus the chunga on the right, though, because they're kiting right, as you see in that last clip there, and they've got to manage right and keep it in position while the other DPS is doing damage. So it's just worth noting. It's something that can help a little bit, because that chunga on the final damage phase can be a little bit of a nuisance. All in all, though, it doesn't really matter what skills that you use. The turret is nice in that situation, but you will get by without it. Some people like to, I would say definitely use a revive hive to get you up if you go down. Some people like to use a shield so you can place tank enemies a little bit better. Use what you want. I'm showing you a different perspective now from another DPS. I'm going to be covering the left side this time. But generally for this encounter, the DPS role is exactly the same. It's just the positioning. You're killing ads, you're doing boss damage. And one person 1 DPS will take charge of the valves and hitting the valves. So that's the only difference for the valve person. You're all doing the same thing. Notice this time I'm just covering the left ads. Once my left ads are done, I'm still firing over to the right. So we have someone on the right, we have someone on the left, and this time someone else is hitting the valve. So I'm just going to get ready to do damage on the boss. We just missed that one there because he didn't stand on it. That could be the hardest part, by the way. The hardest part for me about this encounter is the healer just getting used to kiting the boss onto that plate. So you've really just got to get used to that. You'll see how I did it as the healer, where I stood just the other side. As long as you got 1 foot on it though, he's good. You can wet him, and then once he's wet, you can do damage as the DPS. So exactly the same as the other perspective has shown you. We're just covering the left ads this time, so we're not going to show you the whole run. We'll move on to the third DPS. And the third DPS is just what I call the floater. We've already got someone designated to the right side ads. We've got someone designated to the left side ads. So what the floater's going to do is focus where it's needed, or sometimes I just stand central. So it's the same again. It's the same sort of strategy. We're killing ads. We're doing damage to the boss. No different in that respect. It's just that my positioning is going to be a little bit different. So as the ads come in, I might help with the right side. I might help with the left side. I might even just run out into the center here and just play from the center and just shoot anything from here. You're just acting a little bit of support really for either the right DPS or the left DPS, because the ad spawn points can be a little bit differently. Sometimes they might be heavy right, sometimes they might be heavy left, and you know, it's up to you just to give that extra support. Also, when the chunga comes out, this DPS player can be the one that focuses the chunga straight away. The left and right can start focusing their ads as the floater, her where the chunga spawned, either on the left and the right, and focus them straight away. It'd be a huge benefit. But other than that, no point showing you anything else. This is just the same thing over and over now. We're clearing ads, we're doing damage. That's how we do this encounter. And that then leads us to the final encounter of the incursion, which is the Lovebird encounter. Very important here that the 3 DPS run backfires in this strategy. It just works perfect, just like it did on the Wright encounter. And the Lovebirds, like Wright, is a big DPS check, and the backfires are going to help make it much easier than if you weren't using them. Now, what's also important about our strategy here is our skill setup, because we're going to use our skills to do what we're going to do with ease. So for the 3 DPS, all 3 DPS are going to run decoys, and then 2 of the DPS are going to run booster hives. Decoys come from the Warlords of New York expansion. If you don't have it, I highly advise getting it just for the decoys, or just try it without them. With decoys on and then the 2 boosters on, the DPS without the booster will run a revive hive. Now I'm going to show you the perspective from DPS 1, as we're going to call it. I'm going to be covering the left side on this run. As we go in, we'll explain what the healer does in a few moments, but I'm going to run to the left side, and there's going to be 2 ads that I need to kill. There's also 2 ads on the right side of the area where the other 2 DPS are killing. Our first job is to take out the ads. I throw a decoy out in this corner, and I kill the 2 ads with my backfire. Once they are dead, I'm going to go to where the healer is, because they're going to be kiting one of the enemies, one of the bosses, Martinez. I'll wait for the 2 players on the right to be finished, and once they're finished, we'll all move over to Martinez, where I am now, and we're going to get out our stacker and start stacking up. Let's get our striker stacks as high as we can. And the mechanic here is, once we've done enough damage to Martinez, Johnson is going to send a drone over to try and heal Martinez. So that's what we're doing. We're just going to keep on stacking up. We'll notice Martinez goes to the knee and calls for the drone, so look out for that animation. There it is. As soon as that happens, look where the other boss is, Johnson. Seek out the drone, get your backfire on, and take out the drone. At this point, once the drone's been taken out, the healer is going to overcharge, and everybody's going to run up to the stage where the boss started out. Notice all the overcharge chems, throw out your overcharge decoy into your archway, drop your booster as quick as you can, and start working on the bosses. As soon as Johnson arrives, you want to shoot Johnson in the head. As soon as the turret is placed, you want to get rid of it. Keep on shooting Johnson in the head, because if you don't do enough damage, the drone will go back out, and you'll have to start again. As soon as you've done enough damage, Johnson will drop a healing hive, destroy that, and then just mix the damage here to bring both health bars down together before killing both bosses. Once both bosses are dead, you are done. We made it look very easy, I know, but I'm going to show you every perspective for this encounter. So this time, I'm going to be DPS number 2. We're going to go in, and as DPS number 2, I'm going to the right side with DPS number 3. No point showing you the third DPS perspective because it's exactly the same as 2. We're doing the same thing. Forgot to mention those mortars at the start, by the way. Make sure you're dodging those mortars when it starts. Once the mortars are dodged, the enemies will spawn. We're going to kill the 2 ads on the right. You just seen DPS 1 kill the 2 ads on the left. This should be easy as there's 2 of you. And once the 2 ads are dead, we're going to move to the back left corner where the healer is kiting Martinez. So we can just see there that the DPS on the left is struggling a little bit. So we're just going to help them out with their ad. And there we go. And now we're going to stack up on Martinez. We'll just do exactly the same thing again. We're just going to be stacking up. There's the Neil. We're going to look for the drone. We're going to destroy the drone. The healer's going to overcharge. We're going to run up. We're going to make sure our overcharge decoy gets thrown in this archway. And we're going to put the booster or the revive hive on the ground. And we're going to shoot the bosses. Johnson sometimes arrives late. So if Johnson's late, just go for Martinez. But the second Johnson gets there, start shooting Johnson in the head. Again, make sure you followed that turret and you get it gone very quickly. Keep shooting Johnson in the head. Don't kill Johnson, no. Just do more than half of damage to force them to put the healing hive down. Get rid of the healing hive. And make sure you bring the health bars down together. And once they're both down low, decide which one you want to kill first and kill the other one afterwards. Make sure you're killing them close together. If you kill one too soon while the other one's full of armor, they're going to start doing their mechanics. It's going to make it very difficult. You have to defend against mortars or defend against drones, defend against sniper turrets. So that's why you're kind of bringing both health bars down together. You normally have one person calling out who you're shooting, but in general you're shooting Johnson first to make sure they don't repair the drone, and then as soon as Johnson puts the repair hive down, you're shooting Martinez to get Martinez low. You're then watching Johnson. They will do one more animation where they fire a rocket. After that, the next animation is to repair the drone. So after they fired a rocket, that's where you've got to burn Johnson no matter what armor's left on Martinez. It's why you need loads of damage. So just bear that in mind. We will watch this one more time just to show that to you. So we're just killing the drone again and we're running up. So just notice what I mean by Johnson's animations. Hopefully we capture it in this clip here. When Johnson comes up, Johnson's going to start repairing the drone. And we've got to get Johnson down to about half damage. They'll throw the turret out first. There's the turret. Turret's gone. And they're going to start repairing the drone. That's the spanner. As long as you get them beyond the halfway health bar, the spanner will disappear. They've just put the hive down. The next animation is a rocket, so you're fine. But now after that rocket, the next animation would be the spanner again. If you see the spanner again, that's the drone. If you let the drone go back up, it could mess things up. So Johnson does have to go before they charge up the spanner. And lucky enough, the healer is set up to ensure the DPS have more damage. Here's the healer's perspective. We're going to wear the Mosquito here, not the Scorpio. For this reason, we want to kite Martinez. As soon as we go in the area, we're going to shoot Martinez. We're going to get the aggro. We're going to come to the back left here, drop a hive, send a chem out to the person on the left just in case. And we're going to kite Martinez over here to us in the back left. Reason we're kiting Martinez is because Martinez is an absolute pain with that flame. Johnson can be a pain at this point, but as long as the DPS just stay out the eye line, they're good. Notice the red and green eyes. Green eye is Johnson, red eye is Martinez. Red eye is the most important for the healer at this point. So the drone's coming in. They've done everything they need to do. As soon as the drone's coming in, I'm hitting overcharge and I'm running up. I'm doing that. I'm throwing down overcharge chems for the DPS. What the overcharge does, gives the overcharge decoys more aggro, but also gives the overcharge booster hives the ability to make sure nobody takes any hazards. Gives them hazard protection. Now, once I've done that with the heals, I've got the chems out and I've got the hive back out. I'm going to switch to my lefty and just throw grenades on the bosses. This is going to ensure that the DPS have sledgehammer and they're doing even more damage to the bosses. So that's your role at this point. Just run up, get the heals out. I start with overcharge chems until my hive's back because I used overcharge, of course. As soon as my hive down, I'm going to my lefty and I'm just throwing grenades on the bosses so the DPS have a ton of damage to do what they need to do very quickly. really easy. Once you practice, it will obviously take a little bit of practice. There's a lot of timing involved here. It's just very important to know as a team, once the drone goes, you get up on the stage as quick as possible, you get the overcharge and the skills out as quick as possible, and the target prioritization is key, and you've got a lot of DPS, hence why I highly recommend that you're using backfires and you're as much DPS as possible on the DPS builds. And that brings us towards the end of our Paradise Lost guide. They're all the tips I've got, the strategy we use, the builds we use. It is just all about practice now. Obviously, you're not just going to be able to go in there for the first time ever as a 4 squad and replicate that. But work on it, you'll get there. It becomes very easy the more comfortable people get with it. Now, we're not done yet because there's still more to the incursion. We spoke before about collectibles, so let's move on to the collectibles now and discuss how to get them all. We'll start with the artifacts. So for Paradise Lost, if you head over to the collectible menu, and then if you click on artifacts, you'll have the incursion Paradise Lost artifacts. You've got the novel, you've got the drone kit, you've got the locking key. Now for the locking key and the drone kit, both of them are going to be got for the order in which you kill the Lovebirds. So the final encounter, if I don't know which way round it is, but I'm going to guess this. If you kill Johnson first, you're going to get the drone kit. If you kill Martinez first, you'll get the locking key, or the other way round. Basically, you're going to want to do that final encounter with the Lovebirds multiple times, killing Martinez first on one of them and Johnson first on the other. So you just communicate that with your squad, and you'd have both of those artifacts. And that'll work for the whole team. The novel is a little bit more complicated though. Well, not really complicated, but I'll explain why. Let me show you how you get the novel. In between encounter 2 and encounter 3, so the tanker and Wright, you'll go through an area, you'll kill some ads, and you're going to enter this library where there's loads of books. You have to interact with the book on the bookshelf, the novel. Now, once you interact with that, as long as you interact with it, that's how you get the artifact. It doesn't work for the team, no. So if you're working with a squad of 4 to get this done, you'll have to run this 4 times, making sure that each of your team members interact with that book for all of you to get that novel. And then, as well as the 3 artifacts, you're going to have 10 collectibles. So we're going to cover the collectibles now. If you head into your collectibles menu and go to comms, just go down a little bit to go to I, and you're going to find Incursion Merit Estate. Inside here, you'll see the 10 different collectibles. Now, 5 of them are collectibles that you got to pick up within the mission. I'll show you the location in a moment, but then the other 5 are actions that you do. So, I don't know which one is which, but I do know how to get all 10, if that makes sense. So you're going to get 1 collectible for your completion of your first incursion. Also 1 collectible for the first time you beat Wright. So 2 collectibles there are absolutely natural from just your first clear of the incursion. After that, there is a special collectible that you get from Wright, and we're going to show you that separate in a few moments. Then there is a collectible for killing each of the Lovebirds in the different order. So similar to the artifact, you'll get a collectible for killing Martinez first, and then you'll get a collectible for killing Johnson first. So again, multiple runs of the incursion. Make sure the bosses die in a different order at the end when you're on the Lovebirds, and you'll get both of them. So with those 5 discussed, the others can be picked up along the mission. I'm going to show you the location of them now and how to get that special right one. You'll find the first 2 collectibles that you can pick up just after the first encounter where you got to take out the turrets. Once you've taken out the turrets, you're going to be tasked to open the gate to move forward. And the first collectible can be found right in this area here. Just go right, climb up the yellow tarpaulin that you see. There's going to be a dead body on the floor, and your first collectible will just be here right on the body. Once you've got the one from the body, the next collectible is straight after this location. You're going to climb through the window. There's a security room right in front of you. Just go in this room and you're going to see the second collectible somewhere in this room. After you've completed the second encounter with the tanker and you kill the boss that comes out the main door, there's kind of like a hidden collectible that you can find, and it starts here. So just kill the boss that comes out the door, head inside, and you won't be able to do this until everybody is inside. So just wait here near this painting on the right. As soon as you see the door close, you'll be able to interact with this painting, and behind the painting is going to be a button. Press this button and then the water fountain behind you is going to drop a key. You'll notice now as I spin round, the key drops on the fountain or near the fountain. Just pick up that key. We're not going to use this now. This is going to be later after the Wright encounter. As soon as you've picked up that secret key, just push forward. And just before the library where you get the book for the novel, look through this door here on the right. There's a junction box. And inside here will be your third collectible that you can pick up. For the next collectible, we're going to call this the Secret Wright collectible. And the reason why I'm calling it the Secret Wright collectible is because you've got to kill him in a certain way to get it to drop off of him. So that's why. Now, everything I've shown you already in this guide on how to defeat Wright, you can still do that. But the most important thing about this is he's got to break 4 pipes before you finish him to get the collectible to drop. Now, part of the mechanics are is as you're doing damage to Wright and you're bringing his armor bar down and his health down, he's got to be breaking pipes around the room, revealing fire, making it more difficult to be out in the open. The fire will catch you on fire and things like that. So what you want to do is make sure he breaks 4 of them and then defeat him. Now, on screen now, what we're going to do is we're going to one phase is first damage. You'll notice his damage bar at the top now. We'll shoot him to negate that all of the way. We'll take out that big chunk. He will not start breaking pipes until that first damage phase is done. So if you were to stagger that, he wouldn't break a pipe. So make sure you just get that damage out of the way as quick as possible. It's only then that he starts to do this where he fires up and he gets angry and he starts to break pipes. So at this point now, I'm going to watch on the footage. I'll keep an eye on him. You can see what I mean. He's going to run to a pipe and he's going to destroy it. So that is pipe number 1. He'll hit it. It'll explode. You'll notice all the fire there. Now, this is where you're going to start staggering damage. Now, we need to make sure the next 2 damage phases take 2 phases each. It's important they only take 2 phases each because that will make sure he destroys 3 more pipes. If you take longer than that or you do it quicker than that, he's only going to destroy either 3 pipes or 5 pipes or more. So the next 2 phases, we're going to do 2 phase damage phases. And to do that, everything's still normal. We're still going to kite him like we do. We're still going to wet him and damage him. But we're just going to do damage. And as a team, we've got to stop when it's on the last bar. So a call's just been made for the team to stop shooting. You'll notice how we left just 1 bar for the next damage phase. He's then still going to chase you because you're still on a damage phase. You just got to kite him, make sure you don't kill him. And then he'll go in to the phase of it, like his anger where he flares up and he does fire and he goes to break a pipe. He's now just done the second pipe. So that's count 2. We'll now carry on as normal. We're going to kill ads. And I think you get it at this point. But we're gonna show you the whole clip anyway, just so you can see what we're doing. We're just going to kill all the ads again. And once all the ads are dead, we're going to do our normal thing. We're going to make him wet and we're going to damage him again. So this next damage phase that we do, nice and easy. We've left 1 bar. It shouldn't be an issue to finish that off. And he'll go and break the 3rd pipe. So as a team now, we're just ready for that. We're just... The thing with this is obviously it's going to take longer. So it could be a little bit more riskier. There's more time kiting, right? There's more time you've got to hit the valve and make him wet. So it can be a little bit more difficult in that respect. We've just wet him again. We've done a damage phase. And we've done the second bar of damage, his second segment. It's now gone. So he's now going to blow up and we're going to have to heal ourselves. And once he's done that, he's going to break his 3rd pipe. So we'll show you on screen now him doing that. You can see as we come out there, he's broke the 2 on the stage. He'll now move more to the central of the room. And he's going to break pipe number 3. I think there could be like 6 or 8 pipes in total. I'm not sure. I think once he's broken all the pipes, he goes into enrage. But yeah, you should never get to that as long as you got enough DPS. So that's 3 pipes now. We're just going to take on this next wave. So this is kind of like the final wave now. So this is where, again, it gets a little bit more difficult because chungas spawn at this point also. And you're going to be staggering damage. But if you want the collectible, that's what you've got to do. Once all the ads are clear, just as normal, we'll let the healer know. They'll kite right to another pad where we can make him wet. So it's taking him to dance floor right now. And then as he gets to dance floor, what we're going to do is stagger the damage again. So here we are. We're at dance floor. I'm hitting the valve. He's gone wet. And just like before, we're doing damage, but we're going to stop when it's on the last bar. So just keep an eye on that damage at the top of the screen. We've taken 1 bar off. We've taken 2 bars off. And he's on the final bar. Now, just to be absolute certain at this point, you can take it lower than 1 bar if you want to, but just don't finish it. We say 1 bar just to give a little bit of room for error in case if someone's trigger happy and they carry on shooting. But at this point now, you can see he's destroying his 4th pipe. That's now 4 pipes gone, and now we have to finish the encounter on the next damage phase, or it'll fail because it'll break an extra pipe and it'll be too many. So we're just doing the same thing again. We're killing the ads as we do in this encounter, making sure all of the ads are clear. Once the ads are clear, we're going to call out which pad the healer's going to take right to. We're going to get ready. We're going to get ready on the valve. And this time we're going to shoot to kill. Now there's only 4 pipes that have been done. When we kill him, the collectible will drop for killing him with 4 pipes exploded. So we're bringing him round to booth now, and there's only 1 bar of damage left to do, so this should be very easy at this point. We're just going to pull the valve and we're going to finish him off. And that's how you do the secret Wright collectible. As long as you can complete that with just 4 pipes burst, no less, no more, you'll get the collectible rather to drop the loot that drops off his body. Now, once Wright is finished, you remember that key that we picked up earlier for the hidden collectible? Well, just push forward from the right room, and before you go down the ladder, there's a wine cellar on the left. That key unlocks this door. There'll be a collectible in this room. That'll be the 4th collectible that you pick up. And then just from the wine cellar, you'll go down the ladders to collect the 5th collectible that's just out in the open that you pick up. Notice the door on the right here. There will be a padlock on it. Shoot the padlock, come inside, take the fuse. Once you've taken the fuse, you'll want to go over to the other door in the area. You'll see a yellow junction box that is just beyond the glass. So you shoot that junction box out and that will let you get in this room. The fuse can then be plugged into this fuse box here, and then you'll be able to open this door that's to the left of the fuse box. Inside here, you're going to find a key, and then with that key, you'll take it back to where you initially picked up the fuse, and you'll be able to open the gate. Inside this gate will be the last collectible that you need. And very briefly, just again, there are 5 collectibles that you're going to pick up off the ground. There's then the secret Wright collectible. There's the Wright collectible for clearing him for the first time. The collectible for completing the incursion for the first time. And then the 2 collectibles for killing the 2 lovebirds in a different order. That will be all 10. And now we're at the very tail end of the guide. All we've really got left to discuss is the flawless and the commendations. There's 5 commendations that you can get in the Paradise Lost Incursion. So I'm just going to briefly go over them now because none of them are too, well, most of them aren't too difficult. Commendations on this game aren't the easiest things to find, but you're going to find 1 incursion commendation under each of the commendation subheadings. Let's head to combat first. Under the combat section, you'll find Incursion Effective Award. The requirement for this one, you'll get a patch for it. You must eliminate 10 hostiles during an incursion, Paradise Lost, while you are under a status effect. So I do believe this has to be under one run, and you've got to be under a status effect. There's loads of cleaners, right? So for this, if they set you on fire, blind fire them, get the kill while you're under the status. I pretty much got this naturally, but I did run it over and over. One thing to note is that, like, you can just start at the start of the area. You can pick up a few there, take your time, let your teammates support you. You could set up as a team to get this done as well. Like, you could let someone put you on a status effect and someone can foam the enemy, so you just blind fire them and kill them. You can work on getting the enemy low first, so don't take out the cleaner's tank. Let them get low. Let them put you on fire and blind fire them to kill them. You've also got, if you've got the Brooklyn mask, sorry, the Battle for Brooklyn DLC rather, there's the Catalyst mask. If you wear the Catalyst mask, you can go on fire but still aim down sights as well, so that'll be very helpful. But yeah, they're all the tips I've got for that. I've got no gameplay or anything. That's all you got to do for that commendation. Next, under the tactical section, is skillful incursion. The requirement for this one is to eliminate enemies using 5 different skills during an incursion. So you could go assault turret, you could go drone, you could go sticky bomb, you could go mines. As long as there's 5 different skills, you got to get 1 kill with each of them. Again, you could get an enemy low, let a skill finish them off. I believe it does have to be during one incursion though. Get your team to help with it. It's not too difficult. It's a little bit tedious, if anything. Then under Discovery, you've got Incursion Collector. This will happen naturally if you're following the collectible part of this guide. You've got to find all the collectibles in the Incursion Paradise Lost. That's the 10 comms and the 3 artifacts that we went over. Then under the service category, you're going to find Incursion X Award. Complete Incursion Paradise Lost 10 times. After you've cleared it 10 times, you'll get that patch. And then I'll end with the teamwork category for Perfect Paradise Lost. The requirement for this is to complete an incursion without any of the 4 team members being downed while not using any medkits, and you'll get that patch. Now, the reason I've left this till last is because this can be got in line with the Wright Hunter Mask. If you remember earlier on when we're going through the rewards, there's a Hunter Mask for completing the incursion flawless with your squad. So flawless with using medkits will get you the Wright Mask. However, there's a commendation as well for flawless without using medkits. So bear that in mind. You can get the Wright Mask without getting this because someone might accidentally use a medkit. But if you just want the mask, use a medkit. If you want this as well, you got to make sure the whole team doesn't use medkits. Now, I'm going to end this guide with a full flawless run where I'm with a team that didn't have this and they get it at the end as well. So yeah, you can see us do that. We've spoke a lot in this video. We've gone over everything. We've gone over builds, collectibles, gameplay, tips. I'm now going to give you a full run to close off the video. This run is using exactly what I've shown you in this guide, the builds, the strategies, so you can see how smooth it can be with a little bit of practice. I think we clear it in about 15 minutes, like I stated at the start as well. And this run you're about to see is good enough for the perfect flawless. None of us use medkits, and 2 people in the squad get this commendation as well at the same time. They had the masks, but they didn't have this commendation, so they got the commendation. That is everything you need to know about the Paradise Lost Incursion. I don't think I've missed anything. I will timestamp things down below, like I said, but if I have done, comment down below of any questions. I'll answer them. Make sure you join our Discord where people are helping with incursions. You can also link up with people to try and get this done. Use this guide if you want as a group to try and get this done. Hope you enjoy the rest of the footage and this flawless run. And yeah, support the video however you can. Like it, comment, subscribe for more content. We appreciate you watching. Hope it's been helpful. Until next time, enjoy the footage and take care. Reset, go.
We'll send a helo for extraction when you're done. We haven't been able to get a hold of Agent Barker. We don't know what you're walking into. So Bell dropped you outside the estate's gardens. You'll need to find a way onto the grounds to secure the site.
Hostiles detected.
Heads up, Agent. Cleaners on site. Take out those hostiles and secure the garden. How the hell did they transport that thing? Agent, the cleaners have a napalm mortar. I think I know why we lost contact with Barker. If you want to secure the garden, you're gonna need to take out that turret.
Right side down.
Heads up, Agent. These cleaners must have developed a new fueling system. They're not wearing their regular gear. So if you were planning on blowing their tanks, you're gonna need to find a new way to handle this.
Sniper in the middle might still be up, I'm not sure.
Yeah, Agent. You took out those turrets. You'll need to clear the area to reach the gate. Damn it. There's no way into the estate from here. Try the courtyard. There should be a gate. Looks like the cleaners have been through here, but they didn't sanitize the place. This isn't their style. Something's off. Agents, we need to locate the civilians before the cleaners sterilize the estate. Is that a dragon? What the hell were they planning here? Be careful, Agent. Check out the truck. Make sure it's not rigged to blow or something. We can figure out what to do with it later.
I'm ready.
Okay. Get in it.
It's a trap. Cleaners incoming. Be careful. They're headed for the truck. That thing is basically a bomb.
Just hit me with a cam then, lioness.
I did.
Like, it's got. I didn't see it, but I seen the healing. I was like, "What's going on?
Where's that from?
What's this sorcery?"
Is there a reflector in here? Drones next wave. No.
Hostile striker drone detected.
Our one's delayed our side.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
Add
Yeah.
spawn.
Might need one more
Keep it
cam
in
as it
mind.
comes over.
I'm gonna clear the chungus.
There we go. Drone's done.
He's down. Just down. We're good.
3 chungus are dead, only one in
Truck is taking
corner.
a lot of damage. You need to take out those cleaners attacking the truck before it blows.
Oh my word. What's taking so long? There we go. For some reason my backfire wasn't backfiring.
Great work, Agent. You should be clear to approach the front gate. Hopefully you can access the estate from there.
Hostile detected.
Damn it, we missed one. Hostiles headed for the truck. Stop that cleaner. Sorry about that. You should be clear now. Head through the gate. Division agents? Can you hear me? This is Mackenzie Merritt. Cleaners attacked the community. We've taken heavy losses. I've moved the remaining survivors to a safe room. I don't know how much longer we can hold out here. There's a secret entrance in the library. I can track you on the security cameras and guide you to us. Hey, it's Mac again. You found the library. That's great. To the left of the painting above the fireplace, there should be a book on the 3rd shelf. Pull on the book to open the secret entrance. You need to hurry and find those civvies before the cleaners do. Sorry if I startled you, Agent. That was me. I think someone is trying to break into the vault. Agent, watch out. That's the cleaner that killed our security team. He's using some special fuel. The flames had a weird color and decimated everything in their path. Please, be careful, Agent.
Might be a lot of
To neutralize that
spawns
cleaner.
on bar.
That room
Yeah,
could go
4
up in
spawn
minutes.
bar.
If the fire doesn't
Okay.
kill you, the lack of oxygen will.
brutally murdered.
We are
Good.
good on it.
Sodium boomer. I'm it.
He's on.
Be careful. I think that cleaner is up to something. The speakeasy has some pipes that run through that antique distillery. They're still full of alcohol. That cleaner just found another accelerant.
Bar's clear.
We're good on
I
it.
think.
Yeah, I think it's
ready
just
for
fire.
dance floor.
Yeah, this rotation works nicely. He
Damage.
is on
Oh.
off.
No.
No, keep
What
going,
the-
keep
He
running, keep
runs
running.
straight through. He never
That's
stopped.
okay. It happens. Keep running, Linus. Oh, I got the eye, haven't I? I'm
Good
going
eye,
to take
yeah.
him to stage.
What
Get ready on stage, Linus. He sometimes does that. He'll
He's
run
shortcutting.
straight through. That's okay. I'll direct myself
Nice.
over this way.
We are ready here.
Okay, bringing him. And go.
No. Nice.
Nice recovery. And you've already hit the switch now, so you'll have the eye.
Yeah.
Good job. Nice recovery. Yeah, sometimes he'll just do that. We've noticed that through the playing this incursion.
Yeah.
When he
Right.
don't want to stop, he ain't gonna stop.
He did.
That's why it's good
I
to
guess you've pissed him off. And now he's
whoever's hitting the switch can react quick and just take him to another one. Oh, just cancelled out my backfire. Okay.
Left side Changa, boost
Changa.
side. He's on my turret right now. He's on me now.
Coming with eyes
He's
now.
He's
There we
dead.
go.
Nice.
Far sides are clear.
Got a couple more right here.
One more bar side.
Oh, is that? Sorry, missed
We're
it.
all good on ads now.
Ready for boot? I'm gonna throw my turret out on the table.
He's on now.
Damage.
Left side. We're
Okay,
good.
we've got time. Just don't let him shoot you.
Without his armor, that cleaner is just a man. A man potentially on fire, but still a man. Now's your chance.
Good
Middle.
job.
Careful. Okay. He's dead.
Yeah,
Nice
You're
work.
clear. Find the vault and get the survivors out of there.
Linus, I just need to compliment your improvement from the start state to now. You were absolutely nailing this room.
I
Thank
got an
you.
exotic. What do we get?
Exotic.
I got it. The prima donna.
Oh,
it-
it
yeah.
exists.
No way.
There
It
it is.
exists.
The
For saving
proof.
us,
The
Agent.
It
proof.
does.
Think the vault
It does.
It
was
is.
damaged in the attack? The ventilation system is
Heck
still
yeah,
in
let's
place,
go.
so we're okay to
In-
sit tight until
Can't
you're ready
drop
to
from
defend
a
some helpless
bus.
civilians. You're probably gonna need the jaws of life
It
or
had
some
damaged the target
explosives
out of
to
cover on
open
it.
the
Nicely
door. Although
rode.
not sure
Oh, happy
explosives down
days.
here would be the best
Heck
idea.
yeah.
First in 9
Again,
hours from my
and
boss.
Nice.
Good luck with the
Yep.
Lovebirds.
Heck yeah.
One from a boss in 9
Lovebirds.
Shit, ow.
I was expecting a ninja backpack or something other, you know, after Linus.
Or go back or something.
Go back, yes, go back. Y'all want it?
It's yours, isn't it?
No, you keep it.
Hang on to the, you know how I am, my offer.
Wow. Linus's response could also mean give it me. Just
No.
man to man.
And then no. Because if I said, yeah, I want it, because then I would have to listen to it for the next, 50 years or whatever.
Oh no, I've given you a lot of exotic.
Yes, you have. And I've had to listen to it. Every single one of them.
Okay. Focusing up for the final encounter. Just need a few seconds. Got to destroy my turret.
Hostile radio intercepted.
Looks like Wright
He's
flamed out.
ready whenever.
We got this, babe. Those agents are trapped.
Okay, ready.
All right.
Let's go.
Oh, babe. One Playmate's for the kids. Hope they like the toys we brought. Don't worry, babe. My kids will cover you. I love our new babies.
Thompson's currently around Brooks and I.
If the Lovebirds organize this invasion, you need to be prepared for anything.
Left side's
Rumor
done.
is they have access
Right
to
is
shade
done.
tech. Not sure if Conley made them
boss is
honorary
on me.
agents
Johnson
or
over there in
if they have
video.
another fairy
Yeah,
godmother.
you just stack on him.
Makes sense why our first
Okay,
team was
start
overrun so
stacking.
quickly.
Just run over.
Can't hit shit.
Oh yeah, trying not to take a med kit, aren't you?
No, I'm just trying not to put myself in a position where I can
Yeah.
get shot.
Yeah.
Nearly
Running over
there,
now.
nearly there.
We're here now. Drone.
Backed up, drone.
Kids right now.
You know where it's coming from.
Cross now.
Okay, head to middle.
Dead. Oh.
Just dodge that explosion. Okay, Martinez, so Johnson is here. Johnson's here.
Turret
Turret.
left side.
Done. Good kill Johnson. Now switch to Martinez.
Box.
Fox is down. Keep going. Johnson. Oh, whoever. Just finish him. Good job, guys. Good job.
Done.
There it is.
Well done. First try. You know, first try. Well done. Perfect
First try,
Paradise
yeah,
Lost.
I like that.
Watch out for Lady Lovebird. Sounds like
Well
she's
done.
more dangerous since you made her
Nice.
a widow.
And the exotic drop. That's what we were
Oh.
waiting for.
Hold on.
Recover any
Rips and
survivors,
Linus
bring them
needed
back to
the
Demon.
mask.
Oh, they
Yeah,
did.
got
Yeah,
it.
we did.
Check
Oh,
out
did
our
it pop up
Recommendations
there?
now.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Recommendations then as well, and teamwork.
Yes.
Yes.
Nice. Well done on your first
Well
perfect
done.
Paradise Lost. I didn't even know we hadn't
Heck
done
yeah,
that.
let's go. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yes, thank you all very much.